White smoke billowed from the Sistine Chapel, signaling a historic moment: the election of the first American pope. Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost of Chicago has become Pope Leo XIV, marking a new era for the Catholic Church. Following the death of Pope Francis on April 21, 2025, the College of Cardinals, 133 electors from around the world, gathered in the Sistine Chapel for the most sacred and secretive vote in the Catholic Church, the papal conclave. While speculation had been building for months about who might succeed Francis, Cardinal Robert Prevost was not the immediate favorite. Many Vatican watchers had their eyes on more high-profile figures like Cardinal Matteo Zuppi of Bologna, a well-known advocate for peace and dialogue who had led diplomatic missions to Ukraine and Russia, Cardinal Peter Turkson of Ghana, a longtime voice on climate and social justice, and even Cardinal Jean-Marc Aveline of Marseille, known for his efforts to bridge Christianity and Islam in secular France. Yet as the ballots progressed, 4 rounds over 2 days, a consensus began to form around Prevost. Despite his relatively low media profile, he was highly respected within church leadership. His experience in Latin America, his multilingual fluency, and his quiet but firm leadership as prefect of the dicastery for bishops had earned him trust across ideological lines. For some cardinals, especially those looking for continuity with Francis's pastoral tone but also stability after years of turbulence, Prevost emerged as the perfect middle ground. When the final vote was cast and accepted, he chose the name Leo XIV, a nod to the 19th-century Pope Leo XIII, a pontiff remembered for engaging with modernity and advocating for workers' rights. It was a choice that signaled both tradition and a forward-looking mission, and as he stepped out onto the balcony of St. Peter's Basilica, greeting the world with the simple, profound words, "Peace be with you," it became clear that a new chapter had begun, not just for the Vatican, but for Catholics everywhere. Born in Chicago in 1955, Robert Prevost's journey to the papacy is as diverse as it is inspiring. With roots in French, Italian, and Spanish heritage, he joined the Augustinian order in 1977 and was ordained a priest in 1982. His missionary work in Peru, where he served as Bishop of Chiclayo, showcased his commitment to pastoral care and social justice. In 2023, Pope Francis appointed him as prefect of the dicastery for bishops, entrusting him with the crucial task of overseeing the selection of bishops worldwide. Following the death of Pope Francis on April 21, 2025, 133 cardinals convened in the Sistine Chapel. After 4 rounds of voting over 2 days, Prevost emerged as the consensus choice, taking the name Leo XIV. His election reflects a desire for continuity with Pope Francis's reforms, emphasizing inclusivity and global outreach. In his first address, Pope Leo XIV greeted the world with the words, "Peace be with you," setting a tone of unity and compassion. But with the white smoke still fresh in our memories, and cheers still echoing across St. Peter's Square, Pope Leo XIV steps into one of the most complex roles on earth, with no shortage of pressing challenges waiting at the threshold of the Apostolic Palace. One of his most immediate and delicate missions will be healing the deep divisions that fracture the Church from within. In countries like the United States, where political and cultural battles have spilled into the pews, Catholics are increasingly polarized. Some call for a return to rigid traditionalism, while others embrace the reforms of Pope Francis and push for even bolder change. Leo XIV, an American himself, understands this divide intimately. His experience navigating both conservative and progressive Catholic circles gives him a unique edge, but also sets the stage for enormous expectations. And then there's the long shadow of the Church's abuse crisis. Decades of revelations, cover-ups, and institutional failures have left a painful scar, especially in Western countries. Although Pope Francis made significant strides with new guidelines and accountability measures, trust in church leadership remains fragile. Leo XIV, who oversaw bishop appointments and had a hand in shaping the modern episcopacy, will be expected to continue this work with uncompromising transparency and justice. His reputation for pastoral care and discipline in Latin America and Rome may help him in this critical test, but eyes will be watching his every move. Financial reform is another mountain he must climb. The Vatican's finances have long been a labyrinth of mystery, scandal, and inefficiency. From questionable real estate deals to deficits within the Vatican Bank, the need for continued oversight and economic reform is undeniable. As a man known for quiet discipline and administrative clarity, Leo XIV may not offer the drama of a firebrand, but insiders suggest he brings the resolve to enforce accountability where needed. Yet the Pope is not just a manager of internal crises, he is also a global moral voice. In a world beset by climate change, war, and humanitarian emergencies, Leo XIV must articulate a clear Catholic response to issues that transcend borders. From ecological disasters displacing communities to the plight of migrants seeking safety and dignity, the new Pope inherits Francis's legacy as a prophet of global solidarity and must now amplify it in his own voice. Perhaps most controversially, Leo XIV will need to lead the Church through growing conversations around inclusivity. The roles of women in Catholic leadership, the treatment of LGBTQ+ individuals, and the discipline of priestly celibacy are no longer whispered debates among theologians. They are headline issues among the faithful. As someone shaped by Pope Francis's reformist vision but also rooted in traditional Augustinian spirituality, Leo XIV may walk a tightrope between tradition and transformation. Whether he can build bridges or deepen divides remains to be seen, but the world is watching. At 69, Pope Leo XIV brings a wealth of experience and a vision rooted in compassion and unity. As the first American pope, his papacy marks a historic moment, offering hope and direction for Catholics worldwide.